Nation Wants to Know with Arnab Goswami. Presented by Reliance Jio. Powered by Kent RO. And Canara HSBC Oriental Bank of Commerce Life Insurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Nation Wants to Know. First of all, I want to apologize for not being able to keep a weekly date with you on this program. It's only because I often feel that on the program you should feature people who are both topical and interesting. And if you look at politicians, sometimes they're topical but not interesting, and those who are interesting are not topical. And the person who is with me on the program today is both topical and interesting. I think he's a long-term player. He's a bit of a conundrum. Lutyens media is in love with him. He is their connect to the real India. He's been positioned as a mastermind, the man with a magic wand in Indian politics, the person who can launch and destroy political careers. Some say there's a bit of hype, but I want to know what's behind his self-effacing honesty. And he is Prashant Kishor. Prashant, welcome on The Nation Wants to Know.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same
finally, one-on-one.
Yes, thank you.
You're this enigma, you see. There are all stories about this person who sits there. He has 20 computers in front of him. That's how netas describe you. He does number crunching, which nobody understands. He's got a formula. He organizes stuff. He has a feel. He has a pulse. And I find it incredibly surprising that Indian politicians should be so insecure and underconfident of themselves that they need a Prashant Kishor to want to win. Now, either you are that person or you're not. So we'll go a little deep today. Tell me, Prashant, first of all, congratulations on joining the Janata Dal United.
Thank you.
I was surprised and shocked.
Why?
Because I feel that you were stronger as an individual player, as a person who had built his own brand. But when you join a political party, your entire positioning changes. Secondly, I was shocked because I also feel that you don't need to join a political party. You were the influencer in politics. The moment you become a member of a political party, even if it is vice president or any other party, you are no longer an influencer at the national level. Your freedom of choice goes away, and you fall into a hierarchy. And that's why I was shocked and surprised when I heard that you joined the JDU. Can you explain why you've joined politics fully?
So I never wanted to continue doing what I was doing in my previous avatar, for the want of better word, whether some called political aid, political strategist, whatever.
Yeah.
I never ever wanted to do it all my life. It just so happened that...
Stepping stone?
I wouldn't say it even as stepping stone. I wanted to definitely do something which is meaningful for the community at large. And I see in democracy, for someone with my pedigree, with no surname, middle class background, coming from UN professional background, the only way I could have started in politics is by trying to help someone structure or organize his or her campaign.
Why would you? Why would you want to help Nitish?
I'm not trying to help Nitish. In joining JDU, it is my desire to be closer to the people I want to be with, which is Bihar. I want to do something for Bihar. And
so launch your own political party.
But there is no need for me to launch a political party. I fairly feel connected, reasonably well connected, I would say, within what JDU presents.
Why would Nitish make you a number two? Who made you number two? At every article, every interview, every note build up to you last couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, you're the number two. The man who is the wizard in Indian elections gets a triple promotion on entry as number two. Who made you number two to Nitish?
No, but
Kumar?
I'm not number two. This is what, again, media describes it that way. I don't see myself as number two or number three. I have just joined the party. I do enjoy his faith and trust, and yes, I'm grateful to Nitish Kumar, and for that matter, the whole hierarchy of the party in general, that they have that faith in me. And then I'm just doing whatever little work I could do in short run, and then we'll see how it goes. I do not see necessarily as number two or number three.
Prashant, listen, I want to understand, I mean, the viewers want to understand who is Prashant Kishor. So you are from Bihar, you are part-time in Bihar, part-time in Delhi, you are UN returned, you've tied up with a regional party. Let me ask you straight, what is your game? Everybody has a game. What's your game?
I have no game. My game in the previous avatar, if there was any, was to understand politics, to see how it works, what it takes to work with the big names.
No, but eventually for what?
Eventually to do some good for the country.
You're sounding like Kejriwal before he joined politics.
No, not really. Kejriwal is too big a name. I'm a very small fry.
Look, Kejriwal used to always tell me I'm never going to contest elections. Are you going to contest elections?
I have declared recently that I'm not going to be contesting any Lok Sabha elections, and I'm definitely not contender for the Rajya Sabha for another 10, 12, 15 years.
Yes.
So if I ever contest an election, it's going to be the election in Bihar Assembly. I want to focus and remain rooted to Bihar politics for whatever it is worth.
So are you here for an election contest or not? I'm not figuring you out. I'm trying to figure you out.
I could fight an election,
yes,
but not for the Lok Sabha. I have no interest in trying to go to Parliament, either the upper house or the lower house.
See, I'll have to provoke you a little bit, and I'm not saying this to instigate you. And please respond freely. Are you a bridge between Lutyens, Delhi, and the heartland? Prashant, let me be honest. You're 41, 42 years old.
Yeah.
Right? You're the English-speaking urban audience man who dabbles with his roots and home state of Bihar. You have a seamless access to Lutyens, Delhi, and an easy flow to the corridors of power in Patna. Let me ask you, are politicians and parties fascinated by you because, allow me to complete,
yes,
and feel free to hit me back if you wish, are they fascinated by your cool Hindi in the interiors and the Hindi speaking ones are floored by your grammar in Lutyens, Delhi? Are you the bridge?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
आप क्या bridge बन गए हैं?
No, I don't see it. Probably most of them who you describe, for the want of better word, Lutyens, Delhi.
Don't you?
No. I don't have a fixed definition of what constitutes Lutyens, Delhi. But be what it is, I am not a bridge between anyone. They probably see some utility in me, and that is it. A lot of people ask me this question, that why do they meet me?
Yeah, why do they meet you?
Probably they see some utility in me, in whatever little I have to offer. And it is more a question for them than to me. Because when you are invited by somebody who, quote unquote, forms this powerful set of Lutyens, you don't have an option to say no to them. You have to go and respond to them, whatever they ask you in terms of your opinion, assessment, suggestions. But I'm nobody to influence them in any way which they do not want to get in, if they don't want to get influenced.
Prashant, if you were not the bridge, why would every party use you and dump you?
Parties use me for their own advantage. If they think that I bring some value to them, of course they will use me. Regarding dumping, I don't know if that is the right word to describe it, but people choosing not to continue, either they or me not choosing to continue with someone, is function of a lot of other things. It could be I'm too strong a person maybe in their assessment or liking to continue. I have my own ambitions and own desire to do what I want to do in my life. I do not necessarily want to be the flag carrier for all or for one for all times to come. And that might be the reason I would have moved from one setup to another.
So let me give you some examples. You were with Narendra Modi around 2012 when you ran a campaign that saw a thumping victory for the BJP in 2014. What happened after that? They dumped you?
No, not really. See, first of all, the media in general give too much credit to people like us. We are highly overrated. You started by saying that, I'm the man with 20 computers. The fact is...
No, that's a perception.
Yes, but the fact is in last 5 years I have not used a laptop. If you come to my office, there's no computer, there's no iPad.
That makes it two of us.
Yes, I'm glad if you don't. So only gadget I use is my iPhone. There's nothing else in my office, not a computer, not a laptop. Of course, we do use technology, data, and all what people call as like AI and all. But that's not what we do, or that's not what make me who I am.
I'm putting it this way, that, for a politician, the politician may be looking at it like this, that here's this young man, he's bright, there's something that he is given to the campaign, he understands the pulse, and he was involved, if not completely responsible, for the biggest electoral victory in 2014. So we would rather have this gentleman on our side than against us, because you're more dangerous for someone who doesn't have you on his side, rather than useful, don't mind my saying it, for someone who has you. So, you were with Nitish Kumar for the 2015 election, he won that Bihar election. What happened? Immediately after the election, no one remembered you until the hills of another election. Then you were with Rahul Gandhi in 2017 for the Punjab election. Congress won Punjab. After that, what happened? Immediately after the election, they forgot all about you.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
They didn't.
Prove it to me. They didn't.
So let's go back to 2014, which is much talked about. What happened after 2014? Why did I leave Modi?
Yeah.
Actually, they did not dump. It's what we wanted to do together. It was decided much before the election, which was to create some sort of a structure that would have allowed professionals like me and many others who were part of the campaign to be part of the governance in improving primarily focused on improving last mile delivery. It would have created that structured platform that would have allowed professionals to come almost seamlessly come and go and in governance.
Into governance.
In governance.
You thought that would happen?
I thought Mr. Modi himself was very convinced about it, and the blueprint of...
Convinced about letting professionals come into governance?
Yes, he was very, very convinced about it. The whole blueprint was designed, developed almost 2 years before 2014 elections, and we invest quite a bit of time, energy, resource in developing that blueprint. After he became Prime Minister, that matter was discussed, he was open, and until August, September 2014, if I remember the dates correctly, he was still all for it. But somehow I think he was very new as Prime Minister, of course, 3-4 months, and maybe he got a sense that he need a little bit more time, because when it comes to bringing this lateral entry thing, it is not that easy. And more than him, probably the fault lies with me, because I was extremely impatient. I wanted this to happen tomorrow, and he would say that, okay, let me just see how to get this done.
Hung around for how long, waiting?
No, I wouldn't call it hung around, but I was there with him almost till March 2015.
So till from May 2014 till March 2015, for almost 10 months, you patiently waited, and you thought that you would get a role in the Narendra Modi governmental setup, but you didn't do that.
No.
You didn't. Did you go and speak to him? Did you speak to others?
I was constantly in touch. So there was not like I went and spoke to him once or twice. I would have met him many, many times. It was not a problem. And it was not about my role. It was about setting up this institution. It would be equivalent to what CAG, his campaign vehicle, which was used to bring professionals to help his campaign, it would have been the equivalent of CAG in governance.
But one second, that can also complicate matters if you look at it from the other side. I mean, I'm not making a direct comparison. Are you talking about something like what the National Advisory Council was for Sonia Gandhi, a parallel setup? Because that led to, you know, this whole government, who is the government, who is the super government. You would have become too powerful a person.
It was not about individual, but see, you have drawn a parallel with NSC, but NSC was more of an advisory body made up of senior people who their role were primarily to advise. Here we were talking about more younger people who are willing to go spend time on the ground and be more of an implementation arm, an implementation help to government, rather than doing advice in terms of policy and etc. He was convinced about it. There are no two way. I have no doubt about this. He was convinced. It was just the timing. I was impatient. I wanted it to happen quickly, and possibly for a Prime Minister who is just taking over, it was too radical a decision to take.
I just give an example.
I give an example. Just couple of months back, government advertised for 10 lateral entries, and you would have heard the hoopla around it, that why are you doing this? Bureaucracy is up in arms. People take that how the merit will be maintained, whether you are trying to bring your own people in governance. So maybe all those factors would have played. I don't know exactly what happened in the back, but what I did gather in my discussions with him, that he wanted a little bit more time.
I think it would have been a great thing, but a very dangerous thing as well, because it would have been a great thing in the sense that there would have been revolutionary experiments. People who were younger, with more passion, professional backgrounds would have come in, helped to run the country. The dangerous thing would have been that you would have created a system outside the political framework, and maybe politicians do think that once you create something like this, you're riding a tiger that you can't get off. And maybe Prashant Kishor, as an extremely powerful person in the Modi government, would not be comfortable for all people to digest.
Possible, but you know, the similar argument could have been made about the CAG. When we started, it used to be called a special operations group, for the similar reason that politicians would say that who are these young guys coming and advising us, and they, the rank and file of the party or the cadre of the party would get rattled that why they are being brought out from the outside and they are advising us. But it was a successful experiment, and it has worked very well.
Tell me something, Prashant, if India had an American-style political system and an American-style electoral system, would you have been running for president?
No, never.
No, come on. Don't be, you know what? I get a sense. Or you would have. Or you would have. 100% you would have.
But
oh, yes, you would have.
you
would have.
want to make prediction on my behalf?
I don't want to make a prediction on your behalf.
But you are doing that.
But you would have.
No, you are doing it.
You would have been tempted to do it.
No, I'm nobody. I have to take, I'm more of a believer of incremental thing. I'm not, I do not nurture the idea of this romanticized revolution overnight. I'm more of a believer of incremental improvement. So I would not look.
You can't be a backroom player for long, Prashant.
That's true. I never wanted to be backroom player all my life. I did it for 2-3 years because I wanted to learn. I never wanted to be in the front end.
So since you've already accused me of thinking on your behalf, I'll think a little bit more.
You are thinking on my behalf.
See, I'll tell you one thing, Prashant.
You are creating too many hypothetical situations.
I'll tell you one thing, Prashant.
You are creating too many hypothetical situations that India will have a presidential election, and if it would be, I would be fighting. It's too far-fetched. I have to have some credibility to do that.
Sure, but you're a quarter of a century younger than Nitish Kumar. You can afford to be less diplomatic.
No, I'm never the one.
I'll tell you one thing,
Prashant.
I know. I'll tell you one thing, Prashant. See, I've gone through your interviews and what's written about you, and you've been made out to be the election Brahmastra, the wizard who scoops in and does the magic for political parties.
I keep repeating, I'm not the Brahmastra.
You're sick and tired of that tagline?
Yes.
Are you sick of that tagline?
I'm not sick and tired, but I keep repeating that I'm highly overrated.
Yeah, but what exactly?
People like me, it's not only Prashant Kishor. People like me are highly overrated in terms of our ability to influence elections. Yeah, so make no mistake, elections, you are experienced. You're experienced enough to know the elections are won or lost by the parties, by the leader, by the narrative they set, the people who they choose. We on the margin, we might have contributed in organizing things or bringing some structure to the campaign. Yeah. But that is it. Yeah. Now, if you want to attribute the success to me and then a failure to me, that's your choice. And then people do not stop only by attributing. They also say, oh, he claimed. He's trying to claim. But I'm not claiming
What did
anything.
I tell you? Right before the interview, what did I tell you? I'm telling you this, Prashant. I'm not among those people who try and suck out a headline of every interview, but I will ask you a few rapid-fire questions if I must. Because I want to know what exactly you do. So here's a few rapid-fire. First question. 2014 was your victory, your campaign's victory, or Narendra Modi's victory?
Absolutely, it was Mr. Modi's victory.
2015 was your brainchild, or it was Nitish Kumar's brainchild?
It was Nitish Kumar's brainchild, definitely, no doubt about it. Any victory is of the victory of the leader. It can't be Prashant Kishor.
Was the Lalu-Nitish brainwave, Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav's political experience and consensus building at play, or was it your skill set working overtime to bring people together?
I would have contributed in that alliance working seamlessly. But for record, there was by-election in Bihar much before I went there, and that by-election was fought together by Nitish Kumar and Laluji, and they won 6 out of 10. So the victory might have been bigger, was bigger in the assembly election, but even if they would have been together without Prashant Kishor, I think they would have won.
Now the slightly more politically direct question. Uttar Pradesh, Rahul Gandhi's loss that saw him get just 7 seats. Was it Rahul Gandhi's loss or Prashant Kishor's big failure?
It was my failure. It was my failure.
This is now you're responding like a politician. You're disappointing me. Come on, Prashant, come on. You're three and a half years younger to me. You got to be a little bit more straightforward with me. The question I'm getting to you is this, Prashant.
I'm telling you.
No. Prashant, you have to be brutally honest on this.
I'm being honest.
Can I ask you the question?
Yes.
I'll ask you one more time. The question I'm getting to, Prashant, is that are you the result or are you the cause? Listen to me, I'm asking you why. Do you take credit? See, I'll be. But let me ask. Do you take credit for someone else's result? And if you don't, then whose loss was it in Uttar Pradesh? Rahul Gandhi's or Prashant Kishor? There has to be one person responsible. It can't be that Prashant Kishor is responsible for Rahul Gandhi's loss.
So I tell you, if you want an honest analysis, it was neither Rahul Gandhi's failure nor Prashant Kishor's. It was first the failure of Akhilesh Yadav. Congress was a junior partner.
How convenient?
I tell you. No, it's not convenient. Look at the data.
Okay.
As a proportion of seat, Congress were fighting the same number of seats as BJP was fighting in Punjab with Akalis. So Punjab defeat was seen as defeat of Akalis, not of Mr. Modi or BJP. Do you? BJP fought the same number of seats and BJP won only 3 out of 23 seats which they fought in Punjab. If you apply the same proportion, Congress were fighting the same proportion of seats. So the Uttar Pradesh was defeat of Akhilesh Yadav followed by Rahul Gandhi than mine.
You're such an intelligent man. When
No,
I
but
ask
I'm
you a
telling-
question,
No, I'm
you're
not-
so intelligent. When I ask you a subjective question, you brought data to respond.
But I'm telling you
Okay,
that
let me counter you back. Let me count.
if you put Rahul Gandhi as the one who lost UP, then are you willing to say Mr. Modi or Mr. Amit Shah lost Punjab? I doubt any channel has said that.
But BJP is not a big player in Punjab.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. BJP fought about 20% seats in Punjab. Congress was fighting 20% seat in UP.
The difference, BJP was never fully in power in Punjab. It's always been a SAD versus Congress.
But Congress was never in power in UP almost 27 years back. They were in power.
BJP wasn't even in
back.
power in Punjab 27 years back.
Yes, but out of BJP had 18 MLAs out of 23 seats they fought.
No, I want to
to
push you on this one.
No, you want to push me
I don't want to push.
Yeah.
See, Prashant. This Lutyens media is all rubbish, I'll tell you. They don't understand the
that's
country.
your view.
Then my respect
yes.
to it. They don't understand politics, they don't understand ground realities. And so they don't ask you these questions. But Prashant, they hail you as the person who saw potential in Narendra Modi and the man behind the campaign that led him to victory.
I did not see potential in Mr. Modi. It is Mr. Modi who would have seen potential in me, in whatever little way he did.
No, but did Prime Minister Modi see potential in you?
Yes.
Or did you see potential in Prime Minister Modi? He was a 3-time Chief Minister at the time.
It was other way around. I came to work with him on malnutrition. I did not come
Have you ever at any point of time taken any credit for the 282 seat victory in 2004?
Never, because I have never
Was it your magic wand?
No.
Chai pe charcha?
See, all these campaigns might have happened, but many other people would have also contributed in design, thinking, conceptualization and implementation of all these things. And to start with, it must be Mr. Modi. See, I can have any idea.
Then why on your website, your organization on its website, claims CAG brackets now I-PAC brackets closed was credited with steering the Narendra Modi-led Bharatiya Janata Party BJP towards an absolute majority of epic proportions. Then you say you don't want to take credit, you take a stand.
No, because this
Why does your website say this?
It's not my website, first of all.
I-PAC is yours.
No, it's not mine. That also
I-PAC is
people need to
yours.
understand.
I-PAC
I'm neither.
is yours.
No, never. CAG or I-PAC I have never been a shareholder, employee, employer, director of CAG or I-PAC. You need to be very clear about it.
It's a technical legal.
It's not technical legal.
You're the face of I-PAC. It's your organization.
Yes, I might have been face of these organizations, but these are just the platform that brought together a lot of young people who wanted to work in politics without necessarily joining politics. And whatever happened, people wrote about, okay, we did Chai Pe Charcha, or we did 3D hologram, or we did Bharat Vijay Rally, and that is fair enough. But we, Prashant Kishor, as an individual, I have never claimed and should never claim and would never claim that I have contributed.
Prashant, when I look at Indian politics today, I would look at it, say, 6 or 7 years back prior to your entry, and you must appreciate, please don't keep undermining yourself to the whole interview. In 2012 you came in, before you came in. Be honest to yourself and say that before 2012 came in, there was nobody like you in Indian politics. 1 minute.
Possible.
There weren't outside players who came in, advised, quietly, participated, offered solutions and moved on. Right? No. Therefore, the question which comes to my mind is, has Indian politics changed in the social media, as you say, mobile first generation? Has Indian politics really changed that much? And in that context, let me take up the question of Bihar. Prashant, tell me once again, go deep into the Bihar election victory. The fact was it that there was a caste arithmetic of an alliance between Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar, in my view, that worked its way along with the fact that there was the election commission announced, Nitish Kumar announced EBC communities, Nishads and one more community as part of the scheduled caste category. So I want to know, this strategy that you do, does it really mean anything when basically behind it is a caste arithmetic? The strategy that you do, the holograms for Mr. Modi or the Chai Pe Charcha, is that the ground reality, or is it already the fact that disaffection on the ground exists and this country wants to be seen to be directed by a stronger individual than Manmohan Singh? How much is arithmetic?
It's very difficult to it's very difficult to put a cause and effect relationship between a campaign or an individual and the result. And this applies not only to Prashant Kishor, it applies to everyone. You can't say how much Chai Pe Charcha would have contributed or not contributed. You can't say how much Bharat Vijay Rally would have contributed. You can't say how much Mr. Modi's speech at SRCC would have contributed to his image and his.
Did you organize the speech at SRCC?
No, I'm not saying what I have not organized anything.
Did you think about it?
No, I'm saying.
Did you want to magnify the image?
Any idea.
Did you bring the holograms?
No, any idea is an idea of the leader. I tell you why. It's not because I'm trying to be modest or I'm trying to be safe. No, I'm telling you why. Because I can bring any idea to the table. End of the day, if the leader doesn't accept it, there is no idea. So I would have, suppose you have come and suggested to Mr. Modi, let's do Chai Pe Charcha. But if he was not convinced, it would have never seen the light of the day. So therefore, the idea is of the leader. We might have proposed, and I don't know who has proposed to be.
So if I were to tell you that I think a lot of this new age strategizing arithmetic is overhyped. And for example, now straight another question to you, Cambridge Analytica. Prashant, you strategized for the Bihar Assembly elections of 2014 along the likes of Mr. Amrish Tyagi, I think son of KC Tyagi. In 2010, Amrish Tyagi allegedly worked with the parent company of the data stealing company Cambridge Analytica to undertake quote-unquote in-depth election analysis for the Bihar election. Question is simple. Did you use any of that data during the campaign? Do you have any link to Cambridge Analytica?
I tell you something. This is so much overstated. Cambridge Analytica probably, to the best of my knowledge, has not worked with anyone, no matter what they claim on the website.
Not directly, I tell you, maybe through intermediaries.
Just I give you a data point and you'll understand this. They, quote unquote, they have claimed, someone has claimed that they have worked in Bihar in 2010, doing data and Facebook and etc. etc. Cambridge Analytica has been accused of what? Using
data
Facebook, data stealing, using Facebook as a platform.
Yeah.
How many users were there of Facebook in 2010 in India? Forget about Bihar. Not even 1% of electorate of this country were on Facebook in 2010. In Bihar, it would be even less. So what data you will steal and how much you can influence the election in 2010 if you claim that you did this work in 2010 in Bihar? It's just overstating of your CV. Nothing else.
No, I agree to your point about 2010, but I disagree with that. Cambridge Analytica has done no work in India. For God's sake, Prashant, there are pictures of the Congress Party campaign and slogans in the office of the person who ran Cambridge Analytica. So you are undermining it. Why? You're being protective of Rahul Gandhi. You know Rahul Gandhi. You know Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party's connection with Cambridge Analytica.
Rahul Gandhi doesn't need Prashant Kishor to protect himself. And
that I agree with you. Nobody's willing to take responsibility for Rahul Gandhi.
But no, that's not true. But he's powerful enough to protect himself. I'm saying in 6 years of my work in this domain, never ever I have come across either BJP or Congress or anybody else who would have told me that here is Cambridge Analytica, use their service or use the information which they are providing. So to my
there are two ways in which people are watching this interview now. First, they are saying that Prashant Kishor is being like a wall. He's not revealing. I want to know. He needs to reveal.
I'm here sitting right in front
of you. The Punjab anti-incumbency, I'll keep picking up examples. Punjab anti-incumbency, was it Prashant Kishor's brainwave? No. You were with the Congress in the Punjab elections. One minute. Let's be honest. What was your contribution? I ask you here, what magic potion did you bring to the table when Congress won 77 seats because of severe anti-incumbency against the Badals? You did a few fantastic things. You did coffee with Captain. You tried to make him younger. You might try to make him more appealing. But again, Prashant, what I'm trying to understand is, were you riding on the popular wave, or was Amrinder Singh allowing himself to be guided towards a different campaign that was being organized and suggested by you? Why are you constantly 25 minutes in an interview saying Prashant Kishor is nothing, Prashant Kishor is nobody, I have done nothing?
I tell you why.
Nobody's going to believe you if you say you have no contribution. You have a contribution, you should be honest about it.
I tell you why. Without Amrinder Singh, without Congress, a Prashant Kishor cannot win an election in Punjab. So you need an Amrinder Singh, you need a narrative. And as far as anti-incumbency is concerned, Punjab election was not about anti-incumbency. Punjab election was between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party.
You want me to say something honestly?
No, you say whatever you want to say. I can't.
This one you will not deny.
Okay.
You had a huge contribution in the Punjab elections.
Yes, I think Punjab we did well because...
You know your greatest contribution in the Punjab elections?
I don't know about the contribution greatest, but we would have played some role in making Amrinder Singh.
Viewers, I'm speaking to you. Do you know Prashant Kishor's greatest contribution in the Punjab elections? In my view, I'm giving him 5 more seconds to tell me what was his greatest contribution in the Punjab elections.
No, I leave it to you. If you want to define it on my behalf, so be it. So be it.
Your greatest contribution to Punjab elections was that you were the brainwave of Coffee with Captain, and I think you did Punjab the Captain, this whole thing. But what your greatest contribution was not that. Your greatest contribution in the Punjab elections was making sure that Rahul Gandhi was absent.
No, that's not true.
It is true. You ensured the absence of Rahul Gandhi.
No, that's not
true.
You
told Amrinder Singh, if you bring him, you're going to lose.
No, I never said that.
Honestly?
My contribution, if there was any, was to bring a structure to what Amrinder Singh possibly could have done or actually did. and making him more accessible, guiding his campaign to be more structured, well thought out and well executed on the ground. Rahul Gandhi was part of Punjab campaign, maybe not too much, but he was part of.
One thing which I haven't understood, Prashant, is that you are everything that dynasty is not. Your personal background, your experience, the way you've come up, I may like you, disagree with you, nobody can take away from you the fact that you've come from nothing and you've made something of yourself and you have decades to go in the future. But I cannot reconcile how a person with your personal and professional background can start becoming an image maker for an incompetent dynast like Rahul Gandhi. The competent dynast is another thing, but the incompetent dynast like Rahul Gandhi, how can you bring all your skills and experience towards, I mean,
first of all,
you were number 2 to Nitish Kumar. I tell you, people would say, yeah, Prashant Kishor can pick up a few things from Nitish Kumar. There is some life experience that he has and political experience. You would look up to him for a few things. What on earth can you look up to for Rahul Gandhi for? Was that not the greatest compromise of your professional life so far?
Not really. I do not see necessarily Rahul Gandhi as the way you have described him. He might be a dynast. He is. He can't change it. No one can change it. But
I said incompetent dynast.
But that I do not necessarily agree with. My father has taught me something, that whoever you meet who is successful in whatever way, try to look at the positive in him or her and try to learn from that. Everyone has got some negative attached to him or her. But
what was Rahul Gandhi's brief, or what was your brief to Rahul Gandhi? Because they
there was
ended
no
up
brief as such. I went because I genuinely think Congress. I have great respect for Congress as a party. He is the leader, so I have to take that as it comes. It is for Congress party to decide who their leader is. And if I choose to work with Congress, Rahul Gandhi was the leader, and I worked with him.
You said my plan was not implemented for UP.
Yes. It was not.
What was your plan?
So whatever the plan was,
what was the plan?
So I remember talking to Mr. Gandhi in month of February 2016. That was 3 months after Bihar. And there was this discussion, because I was doing Punjab on my own, because I've already said that we wanted to go there and have a fight with Aam Aadmi Party. But doing a Congress, having an association with Congress or doing an UP the discussion came on the table in February. And for 3 months, he did ask me if it is possible to do UP. And we said, okay, let me give it a try. We will have a look. And I spent 3-4 months designing something. I went and I spent a lot of time in UP and come out with something which we thought was a reasonably well thought out plan. It involved a lot of risk taking on the part of Congress, a lot of unconventional things. Almost 14 modules were designed. Out of 14, Congress did only 2 or 3. And that is why I say that they never implemented what was agreed.
A 14-stage module to the...
Yes, 14 different campaigns. Like you say, Chai Pe Charcha is one module for me.
Correct.
So similarly, in UP, what the people saw, the Kisan Yatra, where 30 days he was on ground, was just one module. So like that, we were to do 14 different campaigns. After Kisan Yatra, I think we started on 6th of September and it ended on 6th of October. The 3rd week of September is when surgical strike happened. And that is where Congress top leadership probably got into two minds, whether it is...
that was October.
No,
2016.
Yeah, so surgical strike happened in 3rd week of September.
And the elections were in?
So we started with the campaign in June end. There was the road show by Madam Gandhi in Varanasi, where she fell sick.
I understand.
And then second module was when Rahul ji went for 30 days Kisan Yatra. That started on 6th of September, finished on 6th.
But when were the elections eventually?
Elections happened in February. So I'm saying between September to February, 12 other modules were to be implemented, which to my mind would have helped Congress at least to emerge as a serious challenger, if not...
and what were those modules?
It's like getting too much into detail, but
no, some detail.
It would have involved a lot of other campaigns as well.
Such as?
It's not something which I want to discuss right now.
The projection of some people?
No, I don't want to discuss that.
The projection of some people?
No, I don't want to get...
No, not discussing is one thing, denying is another.
No, I'm saying...
You're on television, you can't lie. You have
but I'm not lying. I'm saying...
You're dodging.
No, I'm not dodging. I'm telling you that there were 12 other modules, and those modules we could not implement.
I have interviewed so many people. Rarely have I found someone, you know, who dodges so intelligently. The problem is, Prashant, that you don't believe your answer because I'll tell you why. Can I tell you why? You don't genuinely believe it's a surgical strike. You have offered that as an explanation.
No. I genuinely believe
the surgical strikes of October, the election is in 4 or 5 months later.
No, I'm telling till September.
In between demonetization happens. You forget demonetization.
No.
First week of demonetization is when October?
When was
demonetization is when first week of November?
See, I have to tell you, when Congress leadership told me that we do not want to go ahead with this plan, they told me...
Which plan?
The plan which they agreed.
Which plan?
The plan which we agreed.
Which had what?
Which had this Kisan Yatra, and after that there will be another 12 other modules.
And what are the modules?
That I'm not.
You have to.
No, I'm not getting into that. But I'm saying the change.
You have to tell me what are the modules. Tell me frankly, Prashant, tell me honestly for a minute right now.
Like for example.
Can I tell you for example? Was it about projecting Rahul Gandhi as Chief Minister?
No. Never.
Good.
Rahul Gandhi as the Chief Minister candidate was never...
So this whole idea of making Rahul Gandhi Chief Minister so that it would be the build-up to his getting experience, etc.
No, it was never there.
It was not there.
Rahul Gandhi as Chief Minister was never on the table.
Never on the table?
Never on the table. Never on the table.
So that takes away the biggest question mark. Now there's only one thing which remains.
What?
Projecting Priyanka Gandhi in the UP campaign.
No, that was also that was discussed.
It was discussed.
It was discussed, but it was in
tell
June.
Tell me about it.
In June.
Discussed where?
It discussed at the highest level. It was
discussed at the highest level.
But
and then what?
But in June.
And then what?
No, I'm telling you.
No, I'm persuasive.
And
then what?
But you have to let me answer this.
No, but you're quickly answering a yes and moving on to something else.
No,
tell me about
but I'm
Priyanka
saying
Gandhi.
in the June.
Priyanka Gandhi, projecting Priyanka Gandhi.
It was a part of the proposal, but it was never approved. So I couldn't say that Congress backed out on that.
You're saying that making Priyanka Gandhi a face of the campaign was a proposal that could not have gone through without Priyanka Gandhi's own consent.
That you should ask her.
I will when I meet her.
Yes, you should.
But it was not approved at the highest level by whom? Sonia Gandhi?
I don't know.
This is a huge headline.
No, but I'm saying
this is a huge headline. People are watching this. Making Priyanka Gandhi, projecting her in the UP campaign was a proposal that you were for, but it was not approved. Now, this much you've said already. You've conceded. You can't.
All I'm saying
this much you've said.
When we were on the drawing board, a lot of things would have been come there for the discussion.
Yes.
I do not find fault if they have rejected 1 or 2 or 5 of it.
I'm not.
What problem happened is that end of June we had a 14 module campaign which did not have Priyanka Gandhi as a CM, and I agreed to that.
As a campaigner.
As a campaigner, yes, she was there.
As a face.
No, she was to be one of the chief campaigners.
Chief campaigner, yes. She was to be, but it was rejected.
No, it was approved and then it didn't happen.
Approved by whom?
I think the Congress leadership.
And why didn't it happen?
That you should ask them. Because they went into, once they decided to, that's why I'm telling you that in September, third week of September, when they decided that, they don't want to go alone.
There are a lot of people who believe, there are a lot of people, Prashant, who believe that Priyanka Gandhi is more intuitive and she's maybe better spoken and politically probably more savvy and approachable than Rahul Gandhi.
I can't make that comparison. And
dodging again.
No, I'm not dodging.
What do you gain by dodging?
But I don't have that intelligence or ability to judge who is more smarter and who is more politically
I'm not telling you to do that.
Between.
But Priyanka Gandhi.
But she's not in politics.
Now, now she's not in politics.
But then, you can, hypothetically, you can talk about 100 other people who might be more smarter than me or Rahul or for that matter, Mr. Modi, anyone. No point. Someone can say Arnab has got more political savviness than anybody else. So, but you're not.
That's ridiculous. I'm not in politics.
But she's also not in politics.
She's very much
not in politics, no. To the best of my knowledge.
No, she's not. She's taken a back seat.
So I'm saying to the best of my knowledge.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
So I do think, tell me one thing. Do you think that, what happens is that you mentioned the surgical strikes. I'll ask you one thing. What made the Congress party lose? The fact that Mr. Modi, instructed the army to successfully carry out the surgical strikes, or the fact that the incompetent dynast called Rahul Gandhi made the Khoon ki Dalali comment after the surgical strikes and 4 months ahead of the UP elections. Come on now. That's the most suicidal move.
No.
Who failed whom? Rahul Gandhi failed you, Prashant.
No, Rahul Gandhi did not fail me in that sense. If he failed, he failed in not implementing what he agreed.
Which is what?
The full campaign that was to happen. Say, for example, you were saying what was the
next one? Tell me something about the campaign.
Like
you're making it out to be some state secret.
So there was like one campaign meant for a specific outreach to Dalits, led by XYZ. That never happened.
Who?
There was a specific...
Led by who?
No.
Who is XYZ?
Whoever was
Congress
there.
leaders?
Yes, Congress leaders. Of course, Congress leaders.
He wouldn't allow other Congress leaders to lead the part of the campaign?
I wouldn't say he would allow, but that didn't happen because you have to understand what happened in 3rd week of September when surgical strike happened. They said, we do not want to go ahead alone because the whole campaign started with 27 Saal UP Behal. Why would I coin this phrase? Because we wanted to present Congress as the alternative in UP, because in last 27 years, people of UP would have seen all governments, SP, BSP.
So good campaign, good possibility, but then tell me one thing, now you really shared something with me and thank you for doing it. I want to understand what was it in those other 12 models of the campaign at a broad level. You don't want to mention people, don't mention people. I want to understand ideologically what was the problem.
It would have a specific...
Because I don't understand how you can get in Prashant Kishor, give him the responsibility and leave him hanging halfway through it. Then what was it in the campaign which did not happen?
Whatever was there in campaign, the problem is they said that after surgical strike, there is no point going alone, let's go for alliance. Once they got into that alliance mode, obviously everything that was originally designed for Congress to go alone had to be dropped. And then we had to come out with a new plan.
Why did they do that?
I think there was an assessment.
Why did they do that? I mean,
but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
My point is that Rahul,
I was told, no, Rahul was in field.
You had nothing to do with the SP Congress alliance. I want to go back to the point
about it was done by Congress leadership, not by me.
So you had nothing to do with it. Yours was a Congress alone strategy.
Once they decided that they have to go with the alliance, I had an option to quit. And I considered it many times in the month of October and November while this alliance was discussed. But my fault was that I choose not to quit ultimately. So I lent my name when they formed the alliance. I designed their campaign, whatever this UP ko ye saath pasand hai, and we tried to do whatever best we could have done. But the conviction was never there. This was not the original plan. That much I can tell you. Who should be blamed? If I tell you today that no, it is Rahul or Congress, I think it would not be fair to them. I have to take the blame.
No, of course. You're being,
I have to take the blame. If I was not convinced about alliance, I should have walked out. The fact that I remained there, whether I was fully there, whether I was half-heartedly there, the fact that I allowed my name to be there, I have to take the blame, and there's no
At that point of time, UP Congress Chief Raj Babbar called you a sound recordist.
Well, those statement doesn't make any difference.
Why did he say that?
That you should go and ask.
I think
I have never been bothered about what people say. Because I have not been talking to media formally, and I don't think my role or my responsibility or my work was defined by what Raj Babbar or for that matter any individual in Congress would have thought. I worked with the mandate from the leadership. They said what they wanted me to do, and I tried to do to the best of my ability.
I believe that everything comes down to ability in life, and I have said that many times that perhaps Rahul Gandhi has been gifted every position, opportunity, place in the world, but he cannot be gifted the support of the Indian electorate without earning their respect.
But that's for the Congress party to decide. Who are you and me to decide that?
So does Rahul Gandhi have the ability? Because he said very self-admiringly in May this year that if the Congress is the biggest party, then yes, I'm ready to be the Prime Minister of India. And then, the fact is that Mamata Banerjee, Chandrababu Naidu, everyone's uncomfortable with it. Please at least tell me, as someone who's works fairly closely with Rahul Gandhi, do you think he has the ability? Please, no, please don't.
No, but
do you think he has the ability? I want to know from you, do you think the ability to be the leader of India?
He has not declared himself as the Prime Minister candidate.
Do you think he has the ability to be the leader of this country?
Anyone who is leading Congress as the President has to have ability to be considered as the Prime Minister of this country, because
that means what you're saying is that he's leading the Congress, but he's not the Prime Minister candidate, which means he doesn't have the ability.
No,
that's what you
I'm
just
not
said.
saying that. I'm not saying that. You are just distorting it. I'm saying anyone who is leading a party as big as Congress could be seen as having capabilities to lead this nation.
Prashant, I want to come back to this. Did you or did you not try to launch Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to lead the Congress campaign in 2016?
There was the
Did you speak to Priyanka Gandhi?
I have worked very closely with her.
What was her response?
No, she was part of all the work that was being done, and in the limited capacity of guiding things from the back. She was not at the forefront. She never officially joined the campaign. So,
if she had joined the campaign, would the Congress have got more or less than the 7 seats they got?
Definitely, they would have got more.
Definitely, they would have got more.
No
Why?
Two about it.
Why?
I think she would have helped. Her presence would have helped. If anyone who understands politics would tell you that if she would have been in front of the campaign, it would have helped.
So the whole
Congress.
story which comes out is Priyanka Gandhi is okay with it. You're positioning it. Everyone wants it. But then people like Ghulam Nabi Azad in July 2016, I followed that very closely. Months after you were hired by the Congress party and taken in by them, Ghulam Nabi Azad said that if someone is saying that Priyanka Gandhi will be the campaign committee chairman in Uttar Pradesh, it is patently, completely, totally false. There were people who were playing down the Priyanka factor, and I want to know what was going on then.
You should ask Ghulam Nabi Azad. He's a very senior leader. I shouldn't comment about what he has said. But I was not working on the brief from Ghulam Nabi Azad.
You were not.
No matter how big a leader he is, I was not working as per the brief given by Ghulam Nabi Azad. So I don't want to comment on what he said. I don't want to comment on what he has said. It is his words. He should defend or...
I think you'll be a very interesting player in the future. Because, see, the thing is, you are an official politician now.
Yes.
Whatever technicalities you hide behind the fact, there cannot be any gray areas and halfway approach. You cannot be yahan bhi, wahan bhi.
No, I'm there with JDU, and that's clear. That's settled. After looking at everything, I have decided to be part of a small party, which is JDU in Bihar, and that's where I'm wedded to.
But at the same time, you are also the go-to person to Jagan Mohan Reddy. You are continuing to mentor the I-PAC.
I-PAC, yes.
I-PAC is advising Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSR Congress party.
They are not only advising, they are running JMR's campaign, YSRCP's campaign.
How can you be advising Jagan Mohan Reddy when you're officially part of the JDU and NDA?
No, I'm not. It's I-PAC. I'm saying I-PAC is
I-PAC is you.
Campaign. No, I-PAC is not me.
I-PAC
is 800 people.
That's a conflict of interest.
You are undermining.
Is there a conflict of interest there? Because you are.
There is none. Even if I were to advise Jagan, even if I were to, there is no conflict of interest. A JDU person can advise YSRCP. We are not politically enemies.
You see, the way I look at it is that you'll be an interesting player in 2019 because you're one person who everybody is going to be open to talking to. I'll give you one example. You may not like my revealing these things.
I will not. I'm nobody in 2019. I can tell you that much.
After the elections, when the numbers will come together, and should the BJP fall short?
No, I'm not the political power broker who can manage
the numbers. I didn't use the word power broker.
Yeah, but people who...
But you met Lalu Prasad Yadav. Now, the specific question. Is it true or not that you met with Lalu Prasad Yadav not once, not twice, but 3 times?
5 times. You have a wrong information. I have met him 5 times in last 6 to 8 months. But... No, I have met many other leaders as well.
Did officially after being with Nitish Kumar?
No, after being with Nitish Kumar, I have not met Laluji even once.
Did Nitish send you to meet Lalu?
Laluji called me.
Did Nitish call you to meet you, ask you to meet Laluji?
No. When Laluji, after I joined JDU, Laluji, I have spoken to Laluji twice. He called me on phone to congratulate, and that's the relationship I share with him, and that is it.
You see, unless you say it is not all over between Nitish and Lalu, did you try and build the bridge?
No.
Again? Is there a scope for a patch-up?
No, I don't think so. There is no need for any patch-up because NDA is doing well in Bihar, and I think it would be not a right move politically also for Nitish Kumar.
You were also, sources tell me you were part of some back-channel conversation between Rahul Gandhi and Nitish Kumar in June and July.
No.
You try and link them?
No.
Whose idea was it?
Which idea?
Trying to link up Nitish.
But there has been no effort to link Nitish with Rahul Gandhi. And if there is any, They don't need any in-between person. They can do it. They have been in government together. They could talk to each other directly. They don't need a Prashant Kishor or for that matter anyone. So there has been no effort. It is all emanating from the fact of the media speculation that Nitish is uncomfortable and BJP is not going to give a respectable seat to Nitish Kumar, and hence he is going to revive old Mahagathbandhan and all. I have been on record that Nitish ji should not be defensive about his decision to go back to BJP, and that is what it has been.
Are you the alliance maker of 2019?
No.
Can you work with Mr. Modi again?
Can
you work with Mr. Modi again?
He has been kind enough to talk many times in last year or so. I have met him, I have talked to him about the campaign about 2019, but I have made it very clear, which he appreciate, and I am thankful to him for that, that I do not want to do this freelance campaigning any further.
You don't want to do it?
I don't want to do it for anyone.
What do you want to do?
If JDU is to decide by being part of NDA, if they were to provide some help or make some contribution, and I'm the person who is asked to do that, maybe I will, but I am Prashant Kishor as a freelance campaigner doesn't exist. So where is the question of me working with Mr. Modi or Mr. Rahul Gandhi for that?
Looking ahead, the way you're looking at it for yourself, two quick questions before we wrap up. And first question is, do you see yourself forming your own political party or taking
I have already taken a political party. JDU is my party.
Yeah, but transforming the party to play a greater role nationally through your own political link strategies. I mean, it would be quite interesting for someone like you, who is quite a grassroots man and understands strategy at the same time, to be doing a larger political national experiment. In this country today, there is no alternative to the BJP. At the macro political level.
I wouldn't say there's no alternative
at a macro political level, there isn't.
Yes,
at the state
but
level,
is there a scope for a party like JDU to reinvent itself, to reposition itself or expand? Yes, the answer is yes. There is
you see yourself
vast territories.
You think so?
Yes, there is. It's not only true for JDU. Any party, whether it is Aam Aadmi Party or other regional parties, if they have the capability, if they want to expand.
Aam Aadmi Party had the opportunity, it's over.
It's over. So I wouldn't say it's over, but yes, it looks in the short term, they are going
Kejriwal can't work with other people. Prashant Kishor can.
I wouldn't like to compare myself with him. He's a chief minister.
I'm comparing. You're not comparing. You
yes. So I think yes. Would I like to expand JDU? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. Is there political space for it? Yes. But whether I will be able to do it or not, it's only time will tell.
Do you think Mr. Modi will come back as Prime Minister in May 2019?
My sense is, as things stand today, if elections were to happen today, most likely he should be able to come back. But then 6 months, elections are not now, elections are 6 months down the line, and 6 months, as you know, in politics is a very long time. Anything could go wrong. But as of today, they look to be in the lead.
Can the Congress cross 100 seats?
It's a big ask.
It's a big ask?
Yes. But that's my assessment. I don't know the Congress's strategy. Maybe they are doing something which I'm not aware. But from a distance, looks a very big ask for them.
Let me tell you, Prashant, I've enjoyed the conversation. It's come out quite well. And I must say this, that I think there is a need for people like you, to be in politics. More than for anything else.
So I'm making an offer to you.
I have no interest.
No, but if you know,
there is a need for people like you.
There is a phrase I use very often, that if you do not participate in democracy, be ready to be governed by inferiors.
So I say this to you. You should participate. I participate every day, and I say this to you very clearly. Yeah. I can say this for you. Yeah. Till my dying day, I will not join politics, but I will consistently report on it, because I think there's a great contribution that the media can make, an independent media can make in our democratic experiment. But I think the best thing about people like you entering politics is that it proves that there is scope for merit. And I think you shared a point with me just before we came in, that you said 95% of politicians who are MPs below 40 are dynasts, and that's terrible.
It is terrible.
That's terrible.
All young people, they should be mindful of the fact that if everyone thinks that politics is not good, then you are left to be governed by who you criticize.
So all the best to you. May your idealism and ambition stay, and I look forward to tracking your career.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant.
It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.